Hey everybody, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Dwarf Fortress. Cobaltempires. Yes, we are the nation on the sea. Come visit us. Buy some of our mugs and sit on the beach and watch the surf roll in and hear the albatross cry. Hopefully it doesn't foreshadow our doom. Anyways, so something that was kind of called to my attention by a subscriber was that I didn't really give any of our dwarves any FaceTime. Like, I named them, but we didn't really look at them and see what they were all about. So let's do so. Let's start this episode with a little bit of Dwarven FaceTime and see exactly what our dwarves are about. We'll start here with Diffio and see what Diffio, what do you like? Tell us about yourself. Okay, well, he is a 76-year-old dwarf. Profession's a mason. Been very satisfied at work lately. Bliss dining in a fantastic dining room and nothing while in conflict. Feels like he has a good bedroom. Pleasure at seeing a fine trade depot, but he was annoyed when caught in the rain and satisfied after producing a masterwork. So apparently he's a pretty good mason. See skills, he's an adept mason. He can do a little stone crafting on the side, a little bit of wood cutting, and he's a rusty herbalist. Not the type to fall in love, but he's often cheerful. Rarely feels discouraged. He's not lustful. He likes that everybody lives harmoniously. He's just a peacemaker. Does not generally seek retribution for past wrongs. Thinks they're fairly important in the grand scheme of things. Generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. He's shameless. Absolutely unfazed by the thoughts of others, is somewhat uncomfortable around those that seem unusual or live differently. Tends to form only tenuous emotional bonds with others, finds helping others emotionally rewarding. Strange. Tends to avoid crowds, isn't given to flights of fancy, likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract. He is put off by family, but he values artwork. He dreams of mastering a skill. Well, someday Diffio might actually master masonry. I'm sure that would make him very happy. He likes coral, green glass, pink jade, lead, nice, golden yellow monsters. That's very strange. Goblets, well, you're in luck. You're in the goblet capital of the world. Cages, leather armor, spears, and the color pale chestnut. Prefers to consume longland beer and cuttlefish. He hates snails. Alright, what about Mac? 84-year-old Dwarven miner / armor smith. He's been satisfied at work, but he was annoyed when he was caught in the rain. Fondness after making a friend. Oh, interesting. Made a friend. Good. 2 skills, miner and armor smith. Often feels envious of others. Can handle stress. He's quite polite. He's grateful when others help them out and tries to return favors. Has little interest in joking around. Does not generally seek retribution for past wrongs. Can be very single-minded. Finds helping others very emotionally rewarding. Doesn't seek out excitement. Doesn't particularly respect commerce. Dreams of raising a family. He likes elk, bird, antler, black cap wood, brown jasper, trifle pewter, saltpeter, donkeys, bracelets, quivers, the color chocolate, and the shape of mountains. Prefers to consume lentils, 2 humped camel's milk, and papaya wine. Hates jumping spiders. Me too. Alright, who do we have here? Moses, right? Moses. Well, he's not named, so we're not going to check him out. What about Rangdor? Oh, Nerdstalgic. I think we already kind of looked at Nerdstalgic, so that's fine. Rangdor, what's up with Rangdor? The 76-year-old Dwarven miner. Adept miner, talented brewer, competent stone crafter, but an adequate herbalist, just rusty. Never feels discouraged, is slow to anger, is always tense and jittery. More likely to stumble obliviously and go stark raving mad. Not good. Can handle stress, though, which is good. Tends to be a little tight with resources when working. Doesn't mind wearing something special now and again. Is not particularly interested in what others think of him. Tends to be a bit stubborn in changing their mind. Tends to not be swayed by emotional appeals. Tries to keep their things orderly. Enjoys the company of others. Lives a fast-paced life. Likes a little excitement now and then. Finds blind honesty foolish. Finds romance distasteful. Sees sacrifice as wasteful and foolish. Doesn't particularly care about craftsmanship, but dreams of mastering a skill. Interesting. Well, I'm sure you'll probably become a master miner at some point. Likes rope reed fabric, giant narwhal bone, onyx opal, bronze claystone, giant wolverines. There's always one thing in the likes that makes you go, what? Quivers in the color amber, prefers to consume sweet potato wine and turnip plants, hates jumping spiders. So it's a common theme here. A lot of hate for the jumping spider. Tenister. A little bit young, 58-year-old Dwarven male, manager and bookkeeper. Annoyed when caught in the rain, huh? Adept record keeper, talented carpenter, proficient grower, adequate miner, and a novice herbalist. Rusty. Tends to be a little bit tight with resources when working, prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible, often acts with compassion, isn't particularly curious about the world, tends to consider what others think of them, has a strong tendency towards privacy, tends to be a bit stubborn in changing their mind, is trusting, is assertive, seeks out exciting and adventurous situations, likes to keep things practical without delving too deeply into the abstract, lacks any respect for family, greatly prizes loyalty, dreams of creating a great work of art. Preferences, likes cat bone, lapis lazuli, iron, pudding stone, giant moles, there it is, socks, gauntlets, bolts, and the shape of gems. Prefers to consume flax flour, honeybee, royal jelly, custard apple cider, black bullhead, and giant skunk. Hates worms. And our last one we're going to look at right now is Yuri. Oh, the youngest of the bunch so far, 54-year-old dwarven female miner. Master miner, proficient weaponsmith, does not easily hate, is stubborn, doesn't mind a little discord in day-to-day living, kind of rolls with the punches, is brave in the face of imminent danger, takes no pleasure in their talents and appearance, so she kind of lets herself go. Generally acts impartially and is rarely moved to mercy, tends not to reveal personal information, doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing their mind, enjoys the company of others, has an active imagination, has a tendency to consider ideas and abstractions over practical applications, sees cunning as indirect and somewhat worthless, values tradition, dreams of mastering a skill. So we have a lot of dwarves that want to master a skill. That'll probably happen. Likes clear glass, topazolite, lay pewter, earthenware, magma crabs. There it is, magma crabs. That might be the strangest one yet. Bracelets, windows, in the color midnight blue. Ooh, I like that color too. Prefers to consume carambola wine and giant eye. What's an eye? Hates bats. All right, well, a lot of very valid hates there that, you know, maybe that's probably the most likely one that we're going to run into would be bats. So, and being that you're a miner, you might be destined to meet up with a bat at some point in time. Okay, so let's get moving along here. So it's the 8th month, 8th day, which means that it is fall. We've already had, I believe, our trade caravan has come through. I think, yeah, we've already traded with them. I think we had just completed that. We've got plenty of bedrooms. Looks like Auto Butcher is slaughtering. We need a tannery. That's what that means. So, I guess we're going to have to go ahead and dig out our next little layer here. Because I don't want to put the tannery here because that makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. And we want to get this, we want to try to get this knocked out quickly. So maybe I'll just designate that to get dug out so we can go ahead and get that tannery set up very quickly. Because we don't want those hides to go bad on us. Want to get them tanned. Get it done. So we don't have enough people yet to set up a militia. That's fine. We do have appropriate metals for armor, so that makes me want to set up a melee militia first. I'm thinking, but we're going to have to get to doing some smelting before too long, if that's the case. We also need to find that cavern lair that we have so far been unsuccessful in finding. We may have mined past it. We may have just not mined down far enough. So we're just kind of checking it out. Hey, where you going? Where you going, dude? Come on back. Shit. All right, how are we looking on food? 588. We haven't made any meals yet. We could start making some meals, but then that would take another dwarf out of the equation. We've got a lot of plants, a little bit of meat. Let's look at our stocks. Let's see what we got here. Okay, some meat there. It looks like we got some fish. Plump helmets. Got a lot of plump helmets. Drinks, leaves. All right, we're okay. We're okay. We're doing fine at this point. Dwarves drink twice as often as they eat, so even just a small amount of food will go a pretty long way. Rock pots are complete. Fantastic. Where did our miner go? Probably mining out things that I've already designated, unfortunately. Mason's workshop is idle. Mechanics workshop. Did we finish up our lever? Indeed we did. We need to link to a bridge. We want to link it to that bridge. So enter, and very good. And now we can feel a little bit safer at this point. It's highly unlikely that we would get attacked by anything right now, just because we don't really have a whole lot of wealth created in our fortress, and that's kind of what the game checks before it sends an invasion your way. Is it's going to check your wealth, your created wealth, and if you don't have enough created wealth, then you know, like, the chances are really low, from what I understand. Okay, this is going to be our tannery, right? So I guess around it we'll just put leather. Yeah. And then now should be like with DF hack, it should be set to like auto tan. So whenever something gets slaughtered, it'll automatically get done. Very good. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. I guess let's go ahead and get the rest of this shop layer dug out, I guess. So we're just going to make kind of a mirror image of what we have over there. Might be easier if I dug out the actual shops first to kind of pace it off. So I know the shops are 5x5, stretched down like this, and then it's like this. I think. No. It's like this, yeah. Because there'll be a wall right there. Okay. No. A little short there, isn't it? I think I may have got... Did I get this wrong? Is this wrong? Is this... No? Okay. It's not wrong. It's okay. It's okay, boss. It's okay. And then there's our stockpile room. Like so. And then we put in our doors across. And my stomach is a rumbling. I gotta figure out some food sitch after this video. I know you guys probably don't really care, but hunger, it strikes us all. Alright, so now that's good, and we can get some doors set up eventually on that. This will be our, kind of like our clothing annex, I guess you'd say. So we'll set up like cloth stockpiles, leather stockpiles, probably a farmer's workshop. We'll set up a stockpile for like the refuse from animals that we don't want to get thrown in the garbage dump. Things that we can use. Did we find anything down here? Aside from just metal. You do it, Diffio. Keep making those mugs. You the man. What's this? What is this? Sphalerite. Sphalerite. Sphalerite? Consult the wiki. Consult the wiki. It's not one that I've seen recently. You know, my hopes are that it produces iron. If it produces iron, that's like amazing. Nope. Makes zinc. Can also be used as the ingredient in smelting of brass. Blech. Blech. So we have two different we've got zinc, we've got tin. We got two different things you can make brass with. Gross. Zinc bar plus copper bar equals 2 brass bars. Sphalerite plus native copper or malachite or tetrahedrite equals 8 brass bars. So it's better to just smelt it. Smelt it together. That's strange. I thought that you could make brass with tin too. that means cassiterite is even more worthless. Worthless. Yeah, worthless. Even more worthless than I thought it was. Only ore of tin. The ore can be smelted in the allies' bronze. Yeah, it can be made with bronze. Yeah, okay. So you can make bronze with tin or zinc. I see, I see. It's like a filler metal. Okay. Alright, enough of that. Let's get back to work here. So, interesting. We found some sphalerite. You know, could be better. Could be better. What's going on up here? How are we looking on trees? Wood stockpile looks pretty good. Not too worried there. Get this dug out. We need more migrants at this point so that we can do stuff a little quicker. Because if we tie up too many people, then things aren't going to get where they need to go. Haulers aren't going to work correctly. So I've decided I'm kind of striking a happy medium with the volume of the normal Dwarf Fortress music. Most people, oh, as if on cue, most people responded that they would prefer the Dwarf Fortress music to nothing. Some people responded that they were kind of tired of the Dwarf Fortress music just in general, because, you know, we've all heard it 57 million times. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep it basically as low as I possibly can while still making it somewhat audible. That's kind of my compromise. Because I see it both ways. Like, I understand that the music itself does get kind of old. Like, it's on a loop. It's on a 15-minute loop. So, you know, it's kind of just drones in your head. But at the same time, I also see it the other way. Like, when you're really into it, you don't even notice it so much. So, and hopefully there'll be enough for me to talk about to where my voice will just go over it too. So, all right, let's take a look at our... let's take a look just real quick at our migrants that we just got. That's the wrong scene, Benjamin. Okay, read the dwarves. So we got 7 more migrants. Did we get a fisherman? We did not get a fisherman. We will get a fisherman going soon. Okay, here's our military person here, Shorast Elathartob. So that's this person's probably going to end up being our first militia leader. They've got a little bit of brewing and a little bit of bowyery, but other than that, they are definitely expendable for our purposes. So let's see, who was it that wanted to be? Let's open my note file up. Let's see, Tragan. Tragan wanted to be like a soldier, so let's get you in here, Tragan. Tragan it is. And now let's take a look at Tragan. See what's up. Tragan. Alright. So profession right now is a brewer, but you're going to eventually be our militia captain. Looked at some fine tables. A little grouchy because he got caught in the rain. I mean, that's what happens when you live by the coast. A lot of rain. Lots of different social skills there. Highest movable skill is bowyer. Somewhat fearful in the face of imminent danger. Well, that's not good. You're supposed to be our militia leader. Is pleased by their own appearance and talents. Has no ambition whatsoever. Presents themselves modestly. Has an active sense of humor. Generally acts with a narrow focus on the current activity. Is not particularly interested in what others think of them. Doesn't cling tightly to ideas and is open to changing their mind. Is quite comfortable with others that have a different appearance or culture. Forms only fleeting and rare emotional bonds with others. Is moved by art and natural beauty. Does not particularly value the truth. Has a negative view of those who exercise power over others. Views loyalty unfavorably. It's kind of strange. Finds merrymaking and partying worthwhile activities. Partying down. Dreams of raising a family. Likes gold opal, electrum, gypsum plaster, earrings, gauntlets in the shape of crescents. Well, there really wasn't anything too crazy in that. Gypsum plaster is a little strange. Prefers to consume whip wine and mog hopper. Hates mussels. Alright. Well, you know, despite the personality quirks there, I think probably be just fine as our eventual militia captain. The mace dwarf's gonna come in very handy. So it looks like our first squad's gonna be wielding silver maces. All right now. So that leaves us with needing to get Kishi in the game as a fisherman. Whenever we actually get a fisherman or somebody that comes in with the fishing skill. Do we have any gems to cut? Indeed we do. So let's, now that we've got a few more bodies floating around, let's get those things cut up. Probably going to need a few more beds. So let's queue up bed. We'll just go 5. 5 beds. Sounds good. We're going to need some more rock doors, that's for sure. With everything that we're just now digging out, we're going to need 20 more rock doors. Make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Okay, so let's do a little planning here. So we've already got our tannery here. It would make a lot of sense if we put our leatherworks right next to that. It would make a lot of sense. So we're going to do that. And then let's get our, I guess let's go ahead and get our stockpile set up. So since we already have the leather stockpile here, I'm not really too convinced that we need to put a leather stockpile here. So in that case, why don't we just make the stockpile around it for armor? That way we don't have to put our armor stockpile out here. So we'll make an armor stockpile, and then we will, excuse me, and then we will set it up to only take leather armor. By forbidding metal. Yeah, I don't know why I'm yawning. I had like a pretty good nap today. I did not sleep very well last night, but I did sleep, which is good. I did get up really early though. All right, so I think next to that we'll put the farmer's workshop. I think that's what we'll do. We'll put the farmer's workshop next to that. And then we'll put the clothier on the other side of that. Farmer's workshop. And then we will build the clothier right here. And then what else do we need here? Well, a dyer's workshop would make sense over here, but we're not going to be using it anytime soon. Let's see. I'm not going to put metalsmith's forge here. An ashery, I don't think really would make sense over here either. Probably a dyer's shop. Soapmaker's workshop would actually kind of make sense by all this, maybe. Yeah. But I don't think we really have to put that down just yet, because there's no way we're going to be using that anytime soon at all. The dyer shop, definitely not. The ashery, I mean, you could argue that we could make potash and fertilize our plants, our crops, but it's pretty unnecessary at this point. So this is going to be a clothier. So we're going to want to set up a stockpile for cloth here. And we're going to want to make sure that we forbid out thread. Forbid. No thread. No thread allowed, okay? No thread allowed. And eventually, we're going to want to get our stockpile situation with the clothier shop set up like we did in the last video, where we have a stockpile where the new clothes go, and then we have a stockpile where the old clothes get thrown, so that we don't constantly have to come through here and pick up after the dwarves, which is really annoying. Okay, let's go ahead, I think, and I want to go ahead and get this other annex going. This is going to be our, weapons and armor annex outside of the leatherworker. So the leatherworker can stay over there. I'm fine with that. But this is where we're going to put our forges, our forge. We're only going to have one up here. We're going to put a magma smelter. I wish we could put a magma smelter here. No. I was thinking about how nice it would be to have a magma smelter at this point. We're going to put wood furnaces, things like that here. Things such as that. Stockpile room. And now we go across. Make it look all nice and uniform, because you guys know that I'm a bit of a... I don't know, I'm kind of weird about the aesthetics. I want it to look very symmetrical, if at all possible. Very symmetrical. I prefer that. Alright, well, I think that's a pretty good place for us to stop this video. And in our next video, we will finish mining this out. We're probably going to go ahead and get this area set up. We're at least going to get a wood furnace set up here and a smelter so that we can start the process on getting that bronze. So we're going to have to get rolling on that. Luckily, we don't actually have to smelt each individual ore and then put it together. We can actually smelt it at the same time, which is really, really nice. So, but we're definitely going to need to be making some charcoal. Well, at first we will have some coke to use, but we're going to go through that pretty quick. And the reason that we want to go ahead and get this process started is because I'm anticipating in the spring we'll probably want to go ahead and get our first melee militia set up when we have that bigger migration wave. And hence we want to be able to outfit them quickly. Yeah, so that's probably going to be the order of events. We still need to get that cavern lair found, you know, sooner rather than later. But you know, whatever. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Game on.